Hello, Screen Junkies. Welcome to the long and somewhat overdue commentary for the honest trailer for Boss Baby.
Yeah.
I'm Spencer J. Gilbert. This is Dan Murrell.
Hi. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
Dan, where do babies come from?
Well, according to this movie, they come from a factory in the sky, and they may or may not actually be born, and they come in a taxi. I don't know. I thought that this movie would clear it up for me, and I just ended up with more questions than answers.
That was my recollection of it. So, full disclosure, first of all, we're going to watch the honest trailer for Boss Baby. We're going to give you our detailed thoughts about it, maybe break down some behind-the-scenes stuff, and maybe some deleted scenes. Do we have any, JT? Yes, sir. We do. All right,
we
great.
do. Great.
So stick around for those. But full disclosure, I wrote this maybe like 2 weeks before we even went on break and remember nearly nothing about it except that it was strange.
This was the last movie, the last one that we produced before the holiday break, although we wrote next week's, which we'll talk about at the end of this. This is a fan, but by the way, our fan poll. This is the first movie in our fan poll. Thanks, fans, for
all
choosing
the movies
this
of the year, and you go with Boss Baby.
Boss Baby. Do you know how much money this movie made?
No.
Worldwide?
No.
$500 million.
Oh.
So there's a lot of people out there that like this movie. Didn't even come out in China. Still made $500 million.
Why?
I don't know. People love this movie.
It's like Minions. I think kids just like things that are like this shape, roughly.
Yeah, and make noise.
And make noise.
Yeah. That's the key. I'm trying to remember too. This movie broke my head a little bit.
Right, because this film doesn't need to be as much as extra as it is, because it has... The premise itself makes sense. It's like, oh, it's a metaphor for when a new baby comes home and the only child feels like now the other baby's the boss and they don't get love and attention. But they're like, first of all, we're taking that literally.
Literal.
There's a limited zero-sum amount of love in the world that this baby is stolen from you.
Yes.
And that baby is also engaged in corporate espionage and warfare against the company that makes puppies.
Which is started by a guy who used to be a boss baby, but was lactose intolerant and couldn't drink the milk that kept him a baby. Oh, my God.
And it's all going on in his mind's eye.
Yeah, but then they establish rules, and then they break them.
Yeah,
it's really weird and bizarre and very difficult to follow in a weird way. Like not on a plot level, but just on an existential level.
Yeah,
this is a weird ass movie.
Because the whole film like takes a long time to explain. By also dodging where babies come from. But you never see the point of conception, where these babies are truly made. They begin already on the conveyor belt.
On a conveyor belt, and the women are pregnant.
Where's baby processing? Where's baby assembly?
I don't know. We'll never know. Boss Baby 2.
Boss Baby 2, the whole Boss Baby expanded universe. Yeah, it's a bleak, crazy movie.
The BBEU.
The BBEU. Check that out.
Boss Baby expanded.
And beyond that, I don't know. It's the latest in this long line of like... Patrick Stewart is the poop, and well, Kevin Spacey did enough to ruin his name, but as the cat in 9 Lives.
Who would have thought 9 Lives would be the second worst thing he ever did? By a mile
of the year,
or ever. Yeah. This is Alec Baldwin. He's kind of, I guess he's. Is it a career resurgence for him? I guess so. This is this is a good character for him.
It is good, and he fits it in the same way that. Liam Neeson now only does a killer on a transportation mode thing. It's taken on a plane, now it's taken on a train. Alec Baldwin is now, fast talking, materialistic boss.
Yeah,
that's his move now.
That's his thing.
All right.
He perfected it in Glengarry Glen Ross, which is a reference at the end of this video.
Took it up to 30 Rock.
30 Rock, did
the
Jack
White House.
Donaghy, Trump, and now this.
Yep.
There you go.
It's got to end somewhere.
Yep.
But let's begin the honest trailer for The Boss Baby.
The Boss Baby. Your votes. Number 5.
Your fault.
You voted for the 2017 movie you wanted us to do an honest trailer for. And here's your number 5 choice.
Why do we trust people to vote for anything, ever?
Because we didn't want to pick.
Okay.
It's the end of the year.
I meant in the broader sense, like president.
Made you laugh. How to Train Your Dragon made you feel. Now, DreamWorks' newest franchise will make you question the very fabric of reality.
I'll be there.
Boss Baby. No, seriously, it's a weird one.
So weird.
Meet Boss Baby, his actual given name, who also happens to be a boss, a baby, and a bossy baby version of Alec Baldwin's
That is his name, right?
roles.
Boss Baby, yeah.
Cookies are for closers. Coffee's for closers only.
You called?
Do you need Senor Squeaky?
You called for ice cream? Sure. Here's 2 scoops.
But if you think that's all there is to this kids flick, hold on to your powdered butts for a sharp left turn into madness, where the companies who manufacture babies and puppies compete for the limited
Pause,
amount
or
of
go back to the conveyor belt if you can, JT.
Yes, the baby conveyor
This
belt.
is where babies come from. This is the factory. No handrails.
It's in the sky.
Yeah.
It's in the sky. So is there some kind of a religious?
Now, did the movie Storks have a monopoly on the stork plotline?
Maybe. That's a good question. There may have been some corporate issues there.
I would love if they panned down and there was just a uncountable pile of dead babies who had fallen off.
That's next week's trailer.
You couldn't hear,
next
but
week's
JT
trailer.
just went, "Good God."
Good God. Yeah.
Sorry, dead baby jokes. That's very 2011.
You don't get to do that unless you're an acclaimed independent director. I'm thinking about next week. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yes.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good spoiler.
This is actually a weird, when you think about it, and it'll make sense when people see it. There is a weird kind of connection between this trailer and next week's trailer.
Isn't
get
the
to that
real
next
boss
week.
baby Jesus Christ? You'll find out more next week.
But yeah, this starts out weird with this baby thing, and there's like a Willy Wonka type good egg, bad egg judging device
Yes.
that sends
We'll
them
get to
to
that.
management versus down a slide into.
Yeah.
Does the slide go into the mother's womb?
Directly.
But then they come in a taxi. So, but maybe the only Anyway, I'm spiraling.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Go ahead, JT.
babies and puppies compete for the limited amount of love in the world.
This is war. Puppies are winning, and babies are
Now,
losing.
pause.
Baby coin
That's the scariest part of the movie, is that there is a set amount of love that is eaten up by any new thing you love, which they never explain away or
Right.
say was not the case. So really, the only children do have to worry about their siblings taking love literally away from
Yes,
their parents.
all children. I mean, the literal end game of the villain in this movie is that he invents something that will make parents stop loving their children.
Their children.
Forever. And once all that love is gone, you will never get it back, and there's nothing you. This is some twisted. I don't know who. This is some twisted stuff.
So
Like this
dark.
is so dark and so like just you scratch the surface underneath it, and it's like this could have been a Lars von Trier movie, but they just animated it instead. They sold it to
Definitely.
DreamWorks or whoever.
Oh my
instead
God!
of
If you
Lars
get
von
like
Trier.
a Skarsgård just like staring into the middle distance and talking about how he doesn't love his baby anymore, that's
I thought my mother used to love me until we got the dog.
the puppy, the eternal puppy. This is always stays so cute. Okay, let's keep watching.
Stellan Skarsgård doesn't talk like that, but it doesn't matter. Okay.
Losing.
Baby co-employees have adult-level intelligence, but drink lace milk to keep their bodies tiny.
Without that formula, I turn into a normal baby.
Pacifiers that let you astral project your soul through physical space.
I want you to suck it.
And a memory-wiping baby task force can make you forget your own children.
Forget about the baby. Forget about the baby.
So if you think Logan was the darkest action movie that came
We
out
might
in
have already had
2017,
kids and
or
forgotten
that
about it.
Ragnarok
That's
was
true.
the craziest, you haven't really listened to anything I just said. Has your child ever asked where babies come from? Get ready to dodge that question with 90 minutes of lies that will take years of therapy to undo.
I wasn't born. I was hired.
Where babies start life on a dangerous assembly line. Get assigned their sex via pinball machine.
Pause.
Oh, that's right. There's the sex.
Yeah.
So they're
not
born-
gender. It was the sex. But what else is decided by ping pong? And like that baby's about to die. Maybe seconds away
I didn't
from
realize
death.
that it was separating the boys from the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question is it assigning them their gender, or is it just sorting them by gender?
Oh.
It says something about this movie
Right.
that it's the fourth most existential question that the movie asks.
Well, Dan, gender exists on a spectrum.
It does.
Boss Baby
I
does
mean,
not.
I mean, it's physical.
Yeah.
Sex.
Boss Baby 2, we'll get more into that.
I guess so.
Where we're going to have more gender neutral babies.
I guess.
Yeah.
This is so confusing.
It's so confusing.
Lisa
What is it? What do all those devices do in the back?
There's a baby butt powdering device. There's a diapering device.
Yeah.
There's a pacifying.
As you can see, I
device.
imagine earlier in the conveyor belt they tackled race.
Yeah.
So this goes deep. This
and
all
if you
goes
go
deep.
to the right, you're Lisa Kudrow.
I love that they got Tobey Maguire to be the voice in this movie, who I always thought looked like a baby.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play a baby.
He does not. He plays a... I don't know.
He does play
The grown-up version of a child.
Player X in Molly's game.
He does.
That's supposed to be
Michael
Tobey Maguire.
Sarah plays Player X, who
Right.
is supposed to be Tobey Maguire.
That's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different thing.
All
What
right.
a weird dude.
Get assigned their sex via pinball machine. And even though it looks like women still get pregnant, the baby shows up in a taxi? But then what happened to the... Oh no. This can't be easier to explain than saying mommy and daddy want to bone sometimes.
No wonder kids are so messed up.
There's more than just babies along for the ride, like Tim, the boy who shows you how obnoxious only children can be,
How would you like to have a baby brother?
No thanks. I'm enough.
whose
Pause.
imagination...
Pause.
As an only child,
Yeah.
I still wanted a brother growing up. So yeah, that is a bit
That's true.
annoying. I am an only child, but I'm just like, selfish little brat. Come on. The parents would have a
You
kid.
actually, that makes sense because you softened that. I think the original line was how annoying only children are.
I did. I said that's a little harsh.
And that's true. My wife's an only child and wanted she had an imaginary brother. So
Yeah, I wasn't
they
like
want siblings.
heartbroken
Yeah.
at not having one, but like I wasn't offended by the concept of having another child in the house. It was
Yeah,
like,
but you didn't
sure.
have like super enabling parents like this kid did, who were like, "Yeah, you're really on an airplane, woo!"
Yeah, I don't know. Kid had some thinking and learning to do, and I don't know if he did any of it.
whose imagination borders on clinical insanity.
Perhaps your parents need to be enlightened with a great curve.
This could turn to
And the
murder real
villain,
quick.
Francis,
If
formerly
you had a
known
brother,
as
they'd be Menendez.
Super Colossal Big Fat Boss Baby, who's made a puppy so cute it will literally steal a mother's love from her kids.
Mommy?
That kid's gonna
And this
starve.
movie is weird, and we haven't even touched on the part where the 7-year-old gets hammered in Vegas.
Yeah, the Elvis impersonator.
Prepare for
the
a film
bachelorette
that will
party.
fill up the diaper that was once your brain, as you question whether anything on screen is real or not. Because Tim falls asleep at the beginning, so it's all fake. But then the mom is actually pregnant, so it's real. But it's all from Tim's point of view, so it's fake. But the parents acknowledge the baby is wearing a suit, so it must be real.
He's like a little man.
But the action is shown to be exaggerated, so it's fake. But Tim records the baby actually talking, so that's real. But the parents never hear the tape, so it's fake. But the parents do hear the baby talk, so it's real.
Yes, the baby's fine.
Who was that?
But at the end, grown-up Tim says it's just how he remembers it, so it's fake. But his daughter is also a boss baby, so it's real. Ah! Stop it, movie! I can't take it anymore! You've broken me! So if you're looking to
Good
put
job,
thoughts in
Josh.
kids' heads that
Great
they
read.
never would have come up with on their own,
You can't be fired from your own family,
Can you?
can you?
enjoy this acid trip
Think
that
about
leaves you
that,
with more
kids.
questions than answers. But if you ever get overwhelmed, sit back and enjoy the office talk.
You're not gonna write a memo, are you?
A memo can change the world.
But now I know that memos are very important things.
It's like
The one
indoctrination.
Beatles song they paid for.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
They got their money's worth out of
Take these
that,
broken wings.
and then saved money by not using the real Gandalf.
And
That's true.
violence.
Off Randolph.
No!
Lots and lots of violence.
This is just like, pause for a second. I actually like this about the movie. This really was like, same with Secret Life of Pets. We expect these things to be Pixar. Pixar's ruined us for children's movies.
have,
We're like,
very soft
why
and-
isn't this making me think about my own life?
They only cripple you emotionally. They
Yeah.
do not do the physical jeopardy
Right.
necessarily. Unless they're toys.
Yeah, but it's changed the way I walk into a children's animated feature, which isn't fair.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't go in being like, oh, I'm gonna get jokes for adults, and I'm gonna have like themes of death and redemption, stuff like that. No, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, I remember walking out of Secret Life of Pets. Was like, what was that made for? Children? I was like, oh wait, yeah, it was made for
Yes,
children.
very much was.
I'm spoiled by these other animated movies that are made for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just reminded me. I like that part of the kids' multiple personality disorder, psychosis, or whatever it was, that they would switch animation styles during action sequences was pretty cool. And like, there's a lot of like Looney Tunes style violence that was or wasn't happening.
Yeah. Was happening?
Definitely
Did the
was
baby get
happening.
thrown through a window or did it not? I think it did. So now
It did,
I'm
but
spiraling
he
again.
blocked out the blood in his brain from his memory.
I don't. This is such a confusing set of reality rules.
And are those babies smart babies that have been artificially?
Yeah, kind of. Like he was kind of. He was kind of in
dumb.
between. He was kind of dumb.
So is every baby just smarter than they're letting on? Or is only Boss Babies that way?
I don't know. That's a good question. They were drinking the milk. I don't know.
We should do one of those serious questions videos.
See about
for
Boss
Star
Baby?
Wars,
Very
yeah.
serious
Let's
questions
do that.
about Boss Baby.
All right, let's finish this up.
Hey, stop it! This is literally child abuse! Starring Alec Baldwin, Tobey Maguire, Off Brandoff, Steve Buscemi, I'm
Steve
Scary
Buscemi.
Poppins, y'all, and the Camino Cloning Facilities. Glenn Baby Glenn Boss.
Nicely done, Dan.
Thank you. Always looking for when
This
Gary Glenn
Double
was
ton.
around.
Is first class.
Why is it empty?
No one can afford it.
That is more socioeconomic commentary than I expect from my talking baby films.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
What
was
a
kind
weird
of a
undercurrent of
critique
like,
of capitalism that
was.
it keeps you from experiencing love.
Yeah. True. Your love being dictated by a corporation, by corporate mandate and marketing. It's like, again, so many confusing layers to this movie, none
Yeah.
of which really come together.
No, but there's interesting threads, which is why I would love it if they gave the sequels to like a Lars von Trier to I don't know who's doing some like to a David Lynch maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
Like a body
yes.
horror Boss Baby movie.
Yes. I'm over here. I'm a boss baby.
Yeah, maybe Coen Brothers, like a Barton Fink-ish, like a Boss
Yeah.
Baby.
Well, then you got John Goodman. Obviously, would be the voice of a boss baby.
Man, well,
Yeah.
what can you
exactly.
say about this movie? You guys asked for it.
You asked for it. We did it.
For some reason, it wasn't terrible. Like there was interesting threads in it, and it wasn't the worst movie of the year.
It was super weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was super weird. It's based on a book, so I'm curious about reading the book now.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Boss Baby 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we should watch some deleted scenes. See if
deleted
they're
scenes,
what
yeah. I
got
think it's supposed
cut
to
out of this
star in
brilliance.
stuff,
Okay,
yeah.
let's see.
Starring Baby Boomer, Donald Trump, Great Value Gandalf, a talking thumb wearing glasses, Nanny McFlea, Scary Poppins,
Oh yeah,
and Where Babies Come From.
the slides.
Adorable Bosses,
Oh, horrible.
Widow
bosses.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Had a Wolf of
That's
Wall
pretty good.
Street. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I forgot everything about that until just watching it. So
Yeah. There you go.
there you go,
Weird
guys.
movie. Your choice. So congratulations.
And you guys really kept it up with next week, which we alluded to.
Speaking of weird movies.
Speaking of strange stuff, it only gets weirder from here.
We put this. We put together the list of movies that we, could do trailers for, because it was the list of people that people could vote on. There were some movies we took out because it's like there's no honest trailer to be had there.
Sure.
This was one that we put on there out of sheer morbid curiosity. Mm-hmm. That
So
we
it's our
thought
fault.
no one would vote for, and it ended up being in the top 5. So fool me once.
You know what? I'd rather do this than another Transformers movie, and in that respect, you also failed us.
Yes.
So, way to go, guys.
What do you? But we're not doing it. We're not doing another.
Another what?
I don't know. I lost it. Boss Baby broke my brain. I derailed in the middle of that sentence.
Boss Baby broke all of us, but we're back. We're refreshed, and even though we don't really remember what happened with this one, we'll be back next week with another thrilling episode of Honest Trailer Commentaries for an even stranger movie.
Very weird. Stay tuned.
Hope to see you then.